We talk about energy, we talk about shifting energy. There's some things maybe they work for you too that help me shift my mood or get me into a certain energetic state. And music is one of them. And one of the things we do I've done in my manifesting mastery mastermind is have a playlist. So I'm happy to share this playlist with you as well. And it's just nice to have like a cool playlist. It's sort of like our joy practices, right? What are our joy practices? Like these are things we totally have in our control that we can choose to do at a certain given time. Even something as simple like we've been doing, like this breath work, this stretch, right? Something simple to kind of shift our state. So that's what I love about things like music or candles or all these fun little things we get to have. And welcome. I'm so glad we're all here for our hypnosis today. Hi, Amy. Welcome. Welcome, Shelly. Seeing who else came in. Stella's here. Welcome. I would love to hear, just again in the comments, this is a great place, especially as we are moving into hypnosis. Once again, how you are. Scale of 1 to 10, where are you at today? Scale of 1 to 10. And just to have a little fun, if you know me, Insight Timer, I usually like to ask this too, to get out of our like analytical minds into our creative, intuitive minds. If you were to assign a color to how you're feeling without thinking too hard about it, what color would you give how you're feeling? First thing that comes to mind, what color would it be? Mine's purple. That's what I got. So how you're doing? And thank you for coming as you are, exactly where you're at in this moment. Yeah, that's okay. Hey, nothing wrong with brown. We need to give brown is like the earth and dirt and beautiful Joshua tree rocks and cute turtles and deer. I like a good brown. Isn't that funny how we assign like meanings like, oh, it's a good color. Yeah, thank you. Orange, purple. And how does that feel to assign your feeling a color? This can be a really helpful thing too for shifting energy, right? So maybe we'll add that into our hypnosis here today. Yeah, beautiful. You tried to second guess yourself. You knew, yeah, right? Isn't that so funny? We're like, oh, that can't be the right color. It's a nice opportunity to catch ourselves too if we're used to doing that, right? Or when we might do that, to kind of check in. So appreciate that. All right. So yeah, let us know how that was for you, Turquoise, ooh, one of my favorites too. What was that like? Was it feel easy? Was it different? Was it weird? We like all the weird stuff. Okay, I'm gonna pull my screen up because I just want to bring us back to where we were yesterday, just before we move into our hypnosis, our energy shifting today. And yesterday, I want to bring us back to this place of if you could not fail. Now, yesterday we had a couple of our lovely volunteers, and I specifically was looking at kind of the entrepreneurial journey just for a reason, because it could be so tangible, right? I just wanted something we could be really tangible with. I really want to impress upon us that this doesn't just have to do with how we make money, right? I think, we're all at different places with the importance of that in our lives and our worlds. This could be with relationship, with love. This could be with expressing yourself in a certain way. Like I was thinking today about, I used to hula hoop a lot and I haven't done it in a while. And I was picturing myself going up to this place. It's this like kind of mountaintop called Double Peak and hula hooping with music on. And I'm like, oh, people will see me, right? But who cares? It's to be up there and to be moving like that with a beautiful view. I want to experience that, whether I'm around other people or not. And some people might judge me. Some people might think I'm crazy, but who cares? Like if I could not fail, I just go do that. So I just want to mention that because I think sometimes when we're having these discussions and they involve like, well, I'm going to do business, you know, we might feel some external pressure. And just, I want us to recognize, just like the colors we just express, the numbers we express, we are in different places at different moments, and you are absolutely in your right place. So just really honoring where you're at and what you desire, your vision, whether it's, I used to live outdoors. I did not care about money. I lived in a tent like half the year. My vision was visiting all the beautiful places on the earth. Um, so if you could not fail, I would just love to see something about that in the comments. What is something that you are doing if you could not fail? I don't want to start there with that vibe. If I could not fail, and then I'm gonna, oh, there we go. There's the chat. So just taking a moment with that. And we're doing this because I did get your all your forms. I thank you for that. And I'm gonna use that information as we move into our hypnosis. And it's nice to come into a place right now where we are looking at that manifestation. And maybe you are currently living it, like Sandra. I love that. That's beautiful. You are living your manifestation. You are in alignment. Patricia, running a rescue farm animal sanctuary. I would love to come visit that. It really sparks my heart to see that. So if you could not fail, this is sort of giving us this sense, this energy. If you had any emotion related to this, if you could not fail, whether it's what you're currently doing, what emotion do you experience around that? Is it freedom? That's an emotion, right? Is it ease? Is it excitement? Is it calm? Yeah, joy. Yes. Finishing your third book. Yeah, love it. Beautiful. More of what you're doing, getting it done without taking, yeah, the kind of full body action, right? Fully into it, embodying it. Beautiful. Excitement, happiness. Beautiful. Ooh, a retreat center, a self-sustaining one. Oh my gosh. You and Patricia should get together. Self-sustaining community. Yeah. Beautiful. Lightness. Yes. It feels so light, right? Oh my gosh, this sounds amazing, right, Claire? Beautiful. Peaceful knowing. I love that. What a beautiful way to put it. Thank you. Okay. So these are some things we're leaning into as we move into this hypnosis practice. And that is kind of, as we look at our little chart here, where we're at today, right? Our rapid release practice, our hypnosis practice that we're moving into. And I'm going to start out just by explaining what we are doing, whether you've experienced hypnosis before or not. And then we're actually going to do the hypnosis, which will be about half an hour. So I want to give you a little bit of prep so you're ready for it once we get there. And just like a show of hands, anyone who has experienced a transformation through hypnosis. Yvonne, well, you're a hypnotherapist. So we're like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I love it. High five, girl. Yeah, Marsha, you and I have done some hypnosis together. Yeah, Jennifer. If anyone would like to, you don't have to, but if you feel called to, you know, just briefly explain what you experience, what shift you experience through the hypnosis, because it's kind of nice to share with others what your experience has been too. And if we don't have any takers, I have an example for someone on here, but we're all here right now. So if you want to share anything about your experience, feel free. Yvonne, what about for you as someone who's experienced and in practices? What about for you? What would you say?
Sorry, say once more the question.
Yeah, what transformation have you experienced through hypnosis?
Okay. As being a hypnotist is my calling, which I just found out, it changed anything and everything, because all of a sudden, everything I learned in 14 years of personal development just fell in place around hypnosis. So anything I learned before, I can now have as an add-on to my teachings, as an add-on in my coachings. And with my clients, it's fantastic. It's so fulfilling to work with them and to see the results immediately, like after one session.
Mm-hmm.
I've never experienced anything like it. So hypnosis is definitely, for me, the most changing and most fulfilling tool that you could apply when it comes to personal growth. Because you really resolve the blocks where they are in the subconscious once and for all. And that's the beauty of it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. It was just, oh my gosh, just a beautiful explanation. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I couldn't have said it better myself. And I'm going to share a little bit of the science as to what you just explained as to why is it so rapid, the same, 24 hours, 48 hours. Oh my gosh. And then it's like there's before hypnosis and after hypnosis. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. I love that that's your calling too. So yeah, I kind of want to look at this first because in terms of this pathway that we've been going through, right? These tend to be some of the biggest challenges we find achieving our goals. So maybe you're there, maybe you're here because there's some gap between where you are, where you want to be. Sometimes it's like our lack of clarity. Well, I'm not even sure what I want next. I have definitely been there. Sometimes it's a lack of strategy, which we're going to address more on Thursday. I'm going to pull back to this one where we're going to do some more kind of embodied action. We're going to do something actually kind of in this accountability section, some reverse engineering, so we can sort of see those gaps in strategy. Sometimes it's our belief and our mindset, right? Like I have a whole list of things we're going to shift today through hypnosis around our beliefs and around our mindset, right? Maybe things that we picked up even from childhood. And then sometimes it's the system, right? Like I've been there where I sort of was getting results, but it wasn't consistent until I found a system that is working for me consistently. And sometimes it's just we feel like we're going it alone, right? And this is why I love opportunities like this or the mastermind I run, because we are getting support together. Like our chat is amazing. I love it. It's just so supportive. I see your connections. We help fuel one another. So just to kind of go to what Yvonne was saying, when we think of hypnosis, we have the conscious mind, which is like if we picture this ship here, the conscious mind is the captain and the subconscious is the crew. And guess what? If the captain wants to go to this island and the crew is like, I don't think so, man. There's all these storms and this is not like a good plan. What's going to happen? The crew is probably going to riot. Yeah, they're not going. They're not going there if the crew is not going there. Similarly, let's give the example of speaking on stage. It seems like that seems to be a thing for some people. Speaking on stage feels unsafe, right? The conscious mind says, well, I see her going live. I see him speaking on stage. It seems to work for them. I should be able to do this too. Really? There's nothing really stopping me in my way yet. If the subconscious has had past experiences where maybe you stood in front of people and got made fun of, or your family made fun of you when you spoke up, right? It doesn't feel safe. Just like going to that island, the crew's like, forget it, we're not going there. So what happens? The subconscious will throw in limiting beliefs. The subconscious will create areas of sabotage. It's like we are getting in our own way of our own success because the subconscious has some prime directives. And one of the prime directives of the subconscious is to keep you safe. And if the subconscious says, you going and speaking on that stage is incredibly unsafe, there's no way, then the subconscious will do whatever it takes to keep you safe. Maybe it will even throw in some anxiety, right? Maybe it will even throw in something so that you simply just won't do it. So what we are here to do is to help bring the conflict resolution here, the conscious and the subconscious on board together. So not only does this idea speaking on stage, not only does it feel safe, it's like, oh my gosh, this is expansive. This helps me to reach my goals. Whatever memories I have from the past, they don't get to influence my current moment anymore. And there's a bunch of other stuff around the prime directives. We could get into more detail, but I just wanted to give you that one. So if you have any questions around that, comments, love to hear it. I look at like my client Trish, just as an example. When she first came to me, she really wanted to release her sort of PTSD responses from a traumatic, abusive ex-husband, right? And so she would hear a song and she would suddenly go down this rabbit hole of anxiety thinking about him, right? And feeling all the feelings. So we did our first session and she texted me literally, I'd say 36 hours later, and she's like, I heard the song on the radio and I thought of him and that was it. And then the thought passed and it was gone, right? So the triggers do not have to control us. She was elated. She was like this, and something else happened at work with a younger coworker who went to go do something sort of like playing around, but a little physical towards her that reminded her of something very traumatic with her husband. And she realized she was in it. She was in the joke. She was enjoying the interaction, right? It had nothing to do with her past experience. It was like night and day, night and day. And then moving that now into her manifesting much success within her dream business. She quilts. She loves to quilt. And once we kind of got started, she was able to really, it feels, it's like manifesting, receive, right? She receive invitations to craft fairs, receive, it seemed like messages out of the blue. It's sort of that place of like, well, I need to work hard, right? Versus like, well, I get to receive and seeing that come through. So that's just an example of someone in particular and what shifted for them. And I really feel some of these things that we're looking to move through, I do feel it's because as I speak to you, as I look at your beautiful visions, you are here to create a new world. And my mission, my goal is to help you, even in these few days, to move into that place where you are in action, right? You are in consistent action. You are doing the things that are going to help you be successful in these amazing ventures, helping people, helping animals, whatever it might be. And that said, as we we'll move into our hypnosis here next. And as we kind of go back to these areas, right, these challenges, which we are going to address here in the hypnosis, just know that, if you do feel like you're enjoying this information, you're maybe not fully implementing it, or there's some other things that you would like to kind of rewire, then just, feel free to reach out. We can book a manifesting call that is free, it is complimentary. And we can have a conversation just to see if you're a good fit to kind of take these things further. That is different than the VIP vision mapping. And I am happy to meet with you. So if you haven't done that yet, feel free to reach out. All right. So that said, I'm going to talk a little bit more about hypnosis itself, and then we're going to move into our experience. So does anyone have any questions or comments before we kind of dive in? We're good? Okay. All right. We're ready. So many of you have experienced hypnosis. Some of you have experienced hypnosis with me. I want us just to be all on the same page about what this is and what it is not before we move into it. Sound good? Okay, so what hypnosis is not is basically like we're not going to quote unquote feel hypnotized necessarily. I thought before I did my hypnosis training, it would like feel a certain way. And that actually isn't true. Some of you have probably seen hypnosis shows like on TV. Has anyone seen those? Little nod, right? Where they go and they click like a chicken, they dance around. So that was actually part of our training, was to watch one of those purposefully so we could see like why would we think that someone would even go on stage to do that? Why would someone even go on stage? Does anyone have an idea of why someone would go on stage to be part of a hypnosis show? And anyone's welcome just to entertainment. There you go, Leslie. Yeah, they're suggestible. Right. Yeah. I mean, I would imagine, maybe they just think it's going to be fun. They're curious, right? So what we observed was, sure enough, he's tapping this person, tapping that person, and they're dancing, they're doing something. And then you could see him tap this one person who was going to dance, and you could see his eyes sort of shift. And they actually brought him off stage because probably it didn't feel safe to do that suggestion. He wasn't in for it, and so he didn't do it. And that is my point here, is that all hypnosis is really self-hypnosis, and you are never going to be out of control. There's no suggestion that is coming from me personally or anyone else's visions that you're going to receive that isn't for you. You will always receive exactly what is for you. Sound good? Okay. And the beauty that I love about this is that the power of the hypnosis session really does live with your subconscious mind that's making the changes, and I get to be the guide. So what we're gonna do here is just kind of like be in agreement that you will be in control throughout the whole session, and you really will hear everything that that I say. Sound good? Okay. All right. So a couple other things is we are really using our imagination with hypnosis in an awake and aware state. And the body likes to follow the mind, right? So this is why, we do affirmations, right? It's why we do, if you've been with me, we practice vision casting. The body wants to follow the mind. So we're going to do a brief example here. And for this one, I invite you to close your eyes. I'm just going to walk us through a little visualization. If you don't want to close your eyes, you don't have to. I like to because I can kind of see better with my eyes closed in visualization. So we're going to start in here, just a real brief one, just closing your eyes if you wish. And I invite you to imagine that you're sitting in a favorite place in your home and you hear familiar sounds. You see familiar things, and you get up to walk over to your refrigerator. You open the door to the fridge and listen to the sound as the rubber separates from the metal. You see the light come on and feel the cool air coming out. And there you notice something that wasn't there before. It's a bowl of bright, ripe yellow lemons. You reach out and grab a lemon and you feel the coolness of the lemon in your hand, the bumpiness of the rind. You walk over to a spot to cut the lemon. You take out your favorite cutting utensil and slice that lemon right in half, seeing the juices running out, smelling that fresh scent. You take one half on its side and cut it once more into 2 wedges. You pick up one wedge, bring it to your lips, and take a big, juicy bite. You are welcome to open your eyes. And I'd love to hear how that was for you. Did you experience any tartness? Could you Marsha, could you see the lemon? Do you like lemons? So how was that for you? Ooh, we'll have to check that out, Patricia. Thank you. Did everyone kind of get a little something? I see some of you typing, so. And the beauty is that hypnosis, it's creating thoughts that are so realistic that the body really does react biochemically. So that's kind of what you are experiencing there, that biochemical reaction. Okay, your mouth is watering. Exactly. Yeah, very realistic. Okay, beautiful. Yeah. So the body's reacting very, very tart. You just cut a lemon like that last night. Yep, you got the salivating mouth. Yeah, isn't that so interesting, right? So that's the beauty is some of these things, your body's going to follow the mind, maybe taking action towards something, feeling a certain way towards your projects through the hypnosis. Beautiful. Thank you, Stella. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of fun, we can call them experiments for your subconscious mind, knowing that the body does follow the mind and you are in control. Okay, so this first one is called the book and balloon experiment. And this one you can close your eyes for. I'm going to ask you now to take your arms forward, like zombie arms, Frankenstein arms, and to turn the right palm to face up. Your right palm will face up. Your eyes can be closed. And you can envision, I am now placing a big, heavy encyclopedia into that right palm now. It's super heavy, and the palm drops. The arm drops with a feeling of heaviness. It just chooses to drop, noticing it's heavy. Around the left wrist, I tie a string attached to a bright red helium balloon. That left arm is light. The helium helps it rise. It feels so light. As the right arm gets heavier and heavier, I'm even placing one more encyclopedia into that right palm. Oh, that's heavy. That's heavier than the weights I just lifted in Orange Theory. So heavy. All right, you are welcome to open your eyes. Notice your arms. You can maybe notice that difference between one and the other. Beautiful. You can open your eyes, take the arms back down after you notice how different they are. Yeah, wonderful. Body following the mind. Okay, one more. This one we can do with our eyes open because we can do hypnosis even eyes open. We're going to take the arms forward like Charlie's Angels arms, if you remember that movie. The thumbs are crossed, everything's crossed. The first fingers, pointer fingers, come forward and open. Pointer fingers forward and open. You stay like that. You stay right like that. I am now placing a finger vise around those outstretched fingers. You can watch me as I am tightening down around those fingers. They are getting closer and closer. It's very, very tight. They're going to come to touch here very soon. I can't see everyone's fingers. When your fingers come to touch, you can bring them down. You can drop them, so I'll know they're touching. They're closer and closer, tighter and tighter, getting even tighter. They just can't help but surrender and come to touch. As they come closer and closer here. 3, 2, and 1. All right, I think we got just about everybody. Thank you for doing that. How was that? Was that surprising? Was that a little different? You didn't quite touch, but you could feel, yeah, exactly. You could feel them twitching. Yeah. So we have different levels, you know, of our awareness. Like we know, sometimes we know we're doing it. Sometimes we're just like, oh my gosh, it just happened. So it's harder with the eyes open. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. These are all great observations. Very different. Wonderful. Thank you. So these are great observations because we are now going to move into our hypnosis. And we have like different levels of what we call it like a trance state, not to be weird or whatever, but basically, if you've ever meditated, you might notice sometimes you can really hear everything. You feel like you're super like listening to everything, or maybe you feel like your mind is going places. Sometimes you might feel like, whoa, I just dropped in and where was I? Where did I go? And so, yeah, there's an arc, a range, just like the colors of the rainbow, just like the emotions, you might have a range of experience from one time to another within hypnosis. And it's all observation. The beauty is that you are receiving, no matter what level you are at, you are receiving the messages, okay? So I want to kind of assure you that is happening. I'm going to kind of bring us in with something that sounds like a guided meditation. This doesn't mean you have to be good at meditation. None of that is really relevant to simply receiving the messages in hypnosis, okay? But this will sound like a guided meditation. And then I'm going to ask you a couple things. One, like the arms, heavy or light, and one just about your eyes, you know, and always knowing that you are always in control, right? So if I ask you if your eyes are feeling heavy, just notice that you are always the one who's in control, right? Make sense? Okay. All right. So let's dive in. Sometimes I like to play music for this. I feel like for this one, we're just going to go in without the music because a couple times recently, people have said it's been a bit choppy, and I just don't want to, with all of us here, you know, I want the experience to be as fluid as possible. So we're just going to go in. We don't need music one way or the other. It's kind of like a fun thing to have sometimes. And you can just kind of get comfortable here unless you have any other questions. And this part will be about, like I'd say, 20 minutes. Okay. Great question. So what I have noticed, and Odile, is that if you are maybe someone who might get really tired lying down and actually might feel like you've fallen asleep. Like I would not be someone who would lie down right now because I could just take a nap anywhere. So I would say I would sit up for this. If you're like, "Ah, fine, I can lay down," then if you're more comfortable lying down, go right ahead. What I've noticed is you might get like super, super comfy and notice like, oh, maybe I could have just sat up because I, I really, you know, veered towards sleep on that one. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, that's my experience anyway, and what I've noticed. So I invite you just to get comfortable. And if you start to go into it, you're like, wow, I really need to just lay down, go for it. It's helpful if some of you do have your cameras on like you do right now, because I am going to ask you just for like confirmation. And if I see you nodding, then that's helpful. If you're not on camera, I will just energetically assume that you're on board and moving forward with us. Okay. All right. So I invite you just to sit back, relax. If you'd like to, allow your eyes to softly close, knowing you're always in control and in control of allowing your eyes to close too. In a very few moments, you're going to be more relaxed than you've ever known yourself to be. I'm going to mention certain parts of your body, and as I do, I want you to just feel that part begin to relax. Just feel that part just begin to relax. In order to help you relax, I want you to imagine yourself in a wonderfully magical forest. It's almost nighttime, and the sky is a beautiful indigo blue. The stars are coming out, and the moon is lighting up the rich forest trees. Off in the distance, you hear the hypnotic sounds of a bubbling brook, and the crickets seem to be lulling you to sleep. And as you lie motionless, you begin noticing a wonderfully white light just above your head. This white light is the most relaxing light you could imagine. And as it begins to lower around the crown of your head, you seem to be touched with a desire and willingness to relax deeper and deeper with every breath you take. Continuing to lower now, it begins to touch the forehead. And as it does, I want you to feel all the little frown lines, all the little worry lines in the forehead just seem to disappear. The forehead smooths out, feels so relaxed, and you feel this relaxing light coming around the eyes. Now the eyelids seem to become very, very heavy. So heavy, they don't even seem to want to open. They may flutter a little bit, but that's okay. Just feel how heavy they are. And as the relaxation comes down around the facial muscles now, all the little muscles in the facial area just begin to relax. Relaxation comes further down around the mouth now, and all the hundreds of little muscles around the mouth just start to relax. So much so that the lower jawbone becomes heavy and the teeth part. The mouth may even open up a little bit with relaxation as you continue deeper and deeper relaxed. Feel this relaxation now around the lower jawbone and behind the ears, so that all the little nerve endings behind the ears just seem to relax as you continue deeper and deeper and even deeper. The relaxation goes to the back of the neck now, down around the shoulders. So much tension seems to go to our shoulders. But now you feel the shoulders just begin to relax. You can even feel them drop a little. The relaxation seems to go to the backbone now. And as it goes down the spinal column, it seems to go out to the sides so that every muscle, every nerve, and every fiber in the back just seems to relax. The relaxation seems to come now to the small of the back and around the bottom. This warm sense of relaxation comes through the back of the thigh now and into the hollow of the knee, around the calf of the leg, around the heel, to the bottom of the foot, and each and every toe just relaxes even more and more. As you go deeper, deeper, and even deeper, calm, very peaceful, very relaxed. And now, if necessary, allow yourself to shift your body however you need in order to become even more comfortable and become even more and more relaxed. We're going to proceed to relax the rest of you now, starting with the throat muscles. Feel the throat muscles just start to relax. The relaxation comes down the fronts of the shoulders, down the upper arm, over the elbow, down the forearm, to the hand, and each and every finger just relaxes more and more and more. As you go deeper, deeper, and deeper relaxed, just relaxing, doing so very, very well now. As you continue to relax, feel the relaxation now coming back to the throat muscles, down into the chest, and all the muscles and organs within the chest now just begin to relax. This relaxation continues down the stomach area, and all the muscles and organs within the stomach just seem to relax. This warm sensation of relaxation goes down into the thighs, over the knees, down the shin bone, across the instep of the foot, and into the foot itself. And each and every toe just relaxes more and more. As you go deeper, deeper, relax deeper, and you continue deeper and even deeper calm, very, very relaxed. Now, I want you to imagine yourself standing in this forest, and at the base of the feet is a beautiful stone stairway that leads downward into a very safe valley of relaxation. This staircase will lead you into a profound state of deep, deep hypnosis. We're going to go down these stairs now, and as I count backwards from 10 to 0, each number will take you even deeper and deeper and even deeper. When you are ready to go down these stairs, simply nod your head, please. And I'll know energetically you're ready. That's right. Very good. 10. Take the first step down. 9. Deeper, deeper. 8. Way down now. 7. Deeper, deeper. 6. Deeper. Feeling very relaxed. 5. Deeper, deeper. 4. You're going into a deep state of hypnosis now. 3. Going deeper. 2. Relax to even move, feeling very calm. 1. At the next number, you will enter this beautiful place of peace and tranquility called deep, deep hypnosis. More relaxed and peaceful than you've ever known yourself to be. Is that okay with you? Simply nodding your head, please. And I'll know energetically. Wonderful. 0. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. With each number I count, your eyelids will become heavier and heavier. At the count of 3, you'll find that you can't open your eyes even if you try. You'll find with a little bit of delight, you simply can't open them, always in control. 1, 2, 3. That's fine. Don't even try anymore. They're just too heavy. The eyelids are returning to normal now. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. With each number I count, your right arm will get heavier and heavier. So heavy, in fact, that when you try to lift, it won't go up, just too heavy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Concentrate on your right arm. Notice how heavy it is. So very heavy. Go ahead and try and find out with a little bit of delight that it just won't lift. It's just too heavy. That's okay. It's too much work. It's just too heavy. The arm is returning to normal now. And now I want you to imagine that there is a string tied around your left wrist, and attached to the other end of that string is a large, bright red, beautiful helium balloon floating up to the sky. As I count from 1 to 3, your left arm will lift and go higher with that beautiful balloon. 1, 2, 3. Feeling so very light, choosing to lift, desiring that lightness. And when you're ready to make this change, just allow the arm to drop back down softly to your lap, sending you 10 times deeper than you are even now. That's right. It is true that you are a beautiful creation. You experience freedom in every way. You find yourself feeling calm. You choose to be grounded. You're able to be fulfilled and happy. It's possible to feel lighthearted. You have the ability to take time for yourself, doing whatever feels good to you. You know you get to be close with others, friends, family, even your children, as you accept a sense of relief, as you're sure you are taking actions, flowing through life with grace and ease. You have the virtue of being fully embodied in your soul's purpose and work, living fully aligned. It's important for you to focus on the things that you desire. You desire to shift into the belief that what you desire is available for you. You become joyful. Your personality is happy. Your existence is free. It's meaningless to worry about money. It's unimportant to worry about money because you're filled with a desire to make your plans, and you feel empowered to tackle all that life has to offer you. And in fact, you desire to eliminate certain things that simply no longer serve you. It's as if you now enter this beautiful, vast field, soft grasses tickling your fingertips, bright, wide sky above, a field of pure potential. It's in this field that you've noticed there have been a couple things, like almost like rubber bands pulling you back, little bits of resistance that you release here in this field. And perhaps you notice the threads and ties to which they relate or to which they originated. Sometimes with loving kindness, we notice how they originated from parents, from families, from past lives. It's as if you see those ties, the ones that hold you back, simply dissolve into the atmosphere, transmute into different energy, as if these lines, these rubber bands, they have a certain color to them. And as they release, they shift color. They shift color and release as they are also free. They do not want to be holding you back any more than you want them there. They are free like butterflies. They are free like beautiful fairy dust. They are free as they experience freedom and you experience freedom. You gain action as you release the belief that you need to doubt. You reject any feelings of unworthiness. You avoid scarcity mindset. You eliminate any lack of confidence, as it's irrelevant to think that you don't deserve to be happy and healthy. Any past experiences you observed are just information. They have no impact on your abilities, as you are fresh in this moment. And bit by bit, you release these strands. You feel a sense of freedom, a sense of flight, a sense of forward motion, noticing how light you feel, as it's useless to have any self-sabotage. It's irrelevant to believe past beliefs around women being less successful than a man, as you have the virtue of being successful exactly as you be, with exactly who you are. Your character is someone who has abundance mindset. In fact, you believe the universe absolutely desires for you to succeed. You are worthy simply by existing. There's no amount of worthiness attached to anything you get to accomplish in this world. You are loved. You unlock your ability to feel worthy exactly as you be. You feel this release sometimes as we express our love and appreciation for those who came before us, and whatever happened that imprinted certain beliefs upon them. And we are the shapeshifters as we release them now, moving freely, moving forward through this field, dancing, flying, however you wish to move, taking a path. As you know, any path leads you exactly where you desire to be. All paths lead in the right direction. You move freely on any certain path with trust and with confidence. As you notice, all these paths lead to this beautiful vision set out before you, as if you come to a cliffside and you see a beautiful vision you have painted for yourself right before you. You see these visions. Some of these visions are yours. Some of these visions are in the collective, someone else in this group. They may relate and they may be something you simply celebrate for someone else. As you might see yourself manifesting steady income by having passive course offerings in person or at small business or corporate events and one-on-one clients by the summer of 2024. You see yourself opening the front door to your own home with your girls, feeling this balance in work and play, alone time and time with friends. The feeling is so peaceful, lounging on your couch, sunlight upon you. You have made it. Your work, some of it can feel hard, some of it can feel intense, some of it can feel easy, and it's all brought you to this moment. You receive all the rewards for all the healing and inner work you do. You hear the sounds of laughter around you with yourself and your girls. You feel inspired, passionate, and heart-led. You choose to lead with love. You have the virtue of connecting with spirit. You're compelled to connect in mediumship. You become someone who has this amazing breakthrough. And you might see yourself easily manifesting prospects. It's so easy, smooth, and natural as you get to help someone coming to you, as this person is open and receptive and enthusiastic. You see her in front of you as you begin working together, the smile on her face. The relationship is so pleasant and fruitful. You feel so happy within helping them, being in service and contributing. You see the dollar signs elevating within your bank account, and that to which you put the money towards things that feel joyful and elevating you. You might see yourself living part of the year in Mexico. You see the colors surrounding you, you smell the smells, you hear the sounds, and you live part of the year in Sedona, perhaps smelling the scent of the Sedona desert, hearing the quiet and whistling of breeze in the trees, and travel the country. And perhaps you take the remaining months visiting your children. And you might see yourself signing 10 or more clients each month in your new program. You see yourself spending the next 4 weeks focused as you create it joyfully. You run your Facebook ads and webinars, talk about it in your socials with enthusiasm. It feels so amazing. You see yourself using the money you make through this to pay your daughter's school fees. And this gives yourself and your husband the confidence that you totally have a viable business. Of course you do. You are going to be so well financially. You are so capable. You find that some of the work feels so natural, just like play, and some of it feels intent and focused, and all of it is yours. You might see yourself in a soul-led healing hybrid practice. You lift others. You can see it on their faces as you give back and you bring in abundance. You move to where you are truly meant to create and practice this, bringing energetically the people you're meant to assist on their own path. You are a magnet for attraction. Perhaps you see yourself traveling overseas as you show the person at the gate your passport. You travel once a year and you have time for yourself. You find this beautiful person to share your life with, feeling love. And perhaps you see yourself finding a younger man who appreciates your love of adventure and thrill-seeking activities, one who sits with you and your beautiful emotions. He supports you achieving your dreams. You feel free and young, vibrant, looking forward to the future as you choose hope. It's possible to open more energetically, feeling the energy meant for you as you expand into your clarity. Notice how it feels experiencing this for yourself, experiencing your vision, whether you heard it or you see it in your mind's eye. You have the virtue of worthiness. You desire to be amazingly in sync with your finances, working together like a best friend, your finances a support for your life, and you a support for your finances. You're filled with confidence, doing your work, and of course, being able to earn money. Maybe it gets to be so easy. You are someone who is happy and healthy. Anything from the past has no impact on your current now and the future. You are a creator. You become someone who is the creator of your own destiny. Your identity is someone who is inspired and open to receiving support and people who will simply show up with opportunities, clients who are so thrilled to work with you as you map out your strategy and you enjoy it. You are joyful. Your identity is a manifester. Your existence is free. Yourself is so grateful, grateful for the now and grateful for that which is coming. Your character is calm and grounded. You become happy and fulfilled. Your integrity is in alignment with your highest self and your big vision for your beautiful life. And so it is. When you leave this space, you'll find a deeper sense of freedom, of confidence, of trust, as you find it so easy to take certain actions towards your big vision, little steps, even supporting your health and your well-being that lead to your overall feeling of happiness and fulfillment in life. Maybe it gets to be more free, feeling the sense of ease that flows through you. It's going to be delightful noticing the people who come into your world, the opportunities that come your way in the next days, weeks, and even months to come. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. With each number I count, you'll come 20% of the way back into the room, back to wakeful awareness, feeling wonderful and refreshed. 1, beginning to notice a sensation in a hand or a foot. 2, noticing sounds in the room, perhaps sounds outside. 3, take a nice big deep breath in. 4, take a nice big stretch. 5, eyes open, wide aware, feeling wonderful and refreshed. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for going through that journey together. I know some of us are sort of reintegrating, just noticing the experience. I'd love to hear in the chat, sort of as a way to imprint it for yourself too, something that stood out for you, something that really showed up for you through this experience. And you're welcome to come off mute too. Oh, that's great, Sandra. I know, I got excited too, hearing all these beautiful visions. Just noticing anything that stood out for you, if it was a certain feeling or if it was a certain, sometimes we especially hear when it's our thing being said, when it's a group program like this. So if you heard certain words specifically. Jen, I see you kind of touching your heart. So you can go off mute if you want. Let us know. Were you feeling something in your heart space?
A little bit just lighter
Lighter?
in there, yeah. Not so
Yeah.
heavy.
That's nice. I love that. Anyone else feel lighter too?
Yes. Peaceful.
Mm.
Yes.
Good. Beautiful. I'm so glad. Sandra, I could tell you were in there. And Stella, freedom and peace. I see your heart, Shelley. Beautiful. Marsha, lightness. You feel like some of the others' wishes or dreams resonate with you too. Yes, I have noticed that. That's what I like about these group ones. And we're like, oh yeah, that's mine too, right? Definitely some similarities. Yvonne, right from the start, you were totally out. There was a word or something, and you were on the surface again, and your mind chaos started to run, and the words of the hypnosis were secondary. Yeah. That's great to notice, right? Just to notice when uh, something just sort of, it's sort of like we're riding these waves of the ocean, right? Yeah. And the beauty is it's comforting, wonderful. And Claire, you felt very relaxed. You could really feel the expansion and growth. It felt good. You did feel an itch and one scratch. Oh, I didn't really think about mentioning that part. You can scratch the itch. It's okay. I think we have this idea, like in meditation too, as I teach meditation, that we just need to sit and we can't move. And my opinion is I'd rather have you scratch than have that be like the one thing. It's like the mosquito in the room, right? But also just noticing it. So you can go ahead and scratch. And Patricia, you did fall asleep. You do it again sitting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all good information, right? Yeah, it's good to know. And you will have the recording. So you do not need to listen to this recording again. Your subconscious did receive it, no matter where you went, right? Whether you surfaced a bit or you stayed in, you did receive it through the subconscious. And if you would like to listen to it again, it could be nice to do so. You will have the recording. So I think some people like to listen to it before bed. And sometimes we hear something different that we didn't hear the first time. So it's kind of interesting to notice, what else kind of pulls to the surface. So beautiful. Any other questions around this practice? Any other observations?
Mine was a little bit different, I think, than a lot of people. It was like really intense. I got really hot at the beginning. Now I'm coming out of it. I do intermittent fasting and I'm at the end of my fast, but I felt really hot. I had a hard time at the end. Like I started to feel a little bit sick, actually, which I've had that experience before in energy clearing when I've worked on somebody else, actually physically getting ill from it. But yeah, so I'm feeling like really intense.
Yeah. And I'm curious too, because it was group, right? I'm curious, it's because we did go through in the field and the release, right? We definitely were releasing a lot of things. And so I can imagine for you feeling it physically, you're sort of like almost metabolizing it, right? Releasing it from your system. So you bring up a good point. It can be really helpful if you want to take, a salt bath or a magnesium bath after something like this. It could be really helpful to kind of help with that, move it through. We don't have to do anything. You can do that. You can do sort of like a brushing of energy. I feel like the hypnosis itself is meant for that. I know for myself doing intuitive work, like I'll get feelings like that. Like it's like almost an indicator now. So like a strong feeling of nausea or heat, depending on like what is coming through, and then just learning to kind of pull that through the body for me or through like the root chakra has been really helpful also. But I know you also are aware of your own body, Leslie, and what works for you to kind of move that through. So that just might mean that it's a really kind of intense energy shift for you. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Any other questions, comments, things you want to bring up before we go? Is it nap time after that? Take a good nap. Well, if not, I really thank you for all being part of this. I'm enjoying how we're sort of in our action, in our quests. This morning I went to my gym to work out, so I got a really good workout in. It was part of my quest in terms of really thriving in my body. So I got that in today. So I'd love to keep seeing that in the chat, in our beautiful chat we've got going on. And I'm so glad, Claire. I like to joke. I like to put people to sleep. I appreciate that. Thank you. And tomorrow I'm really excited about, because tomorrow is sort of like our kind of reverse engineering of our goals. And I'm going to talk specifically about what we're looking for and look what it takes for us to get there, honestly, and where the blind spots are, right? What questions do we have? Like where are we getting stuck? Because everything has an answer. It's just a matter of like finding the resource person or deciding like where we're going to receive that. So I really enjoy what we're going to go through tomorrow. I'm excited about it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you then. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Bye.